Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. My name is Crown, and today I'm going to read you some very interesting stories that I hope that you're gonna love. And now, without further ado, let's go!
Last year, I placed an ad on various websites to sell my unused bicycle as I was relocating. In the ad, I specifically said that I was only accepting cash and the bicycle would have to be collected. I got an email from a Karen. She didn't reveal her true self until later, expressing an interest in the bicycle. So after the usual back and forth with questions about the bicycle, reason for selling, etc., the Korean said she would like to buy it. I then confirmed the price, that it was to be paid in cash and the bicycle was to be collected. Karen informed me that she can't collect the bike and won't pay in cash. I said that I would be willing to accept a bank transfer, but the bicycle would still have to be collected. Karen said she had problems accessing her online banking at that time and asked if I used Pixabay and whether I would accept money through there. I thought this sounded very fishy, but I agreed to this and sent over my Pixabay details. The next day, I got an email from PA saying that I had to transfer $300 to a courier. Upon payment of that, the courier would collect the bicycle and only then would Karen transfer the courier cost and bicycle cost. Yeah, right, I'm not that stupid. I informed Karen that I was no longer selling the bicycle. I received an email saying that since she was an older lady, I should respect her and sell her the bicycle for half the price and also deliver it to her. I was having none of this and told her that I was not selling the bicycle anymore. My decision was final and to cease contact with me. About an hour later, another email arrived where she threatened to call the police to report a theft and to get in contact with the PF legal department. She also claimed that since she had transferred this $300 to the courier and couldn't get it back, I'll how her $300 to the courier and couldn't get it back. I'll how her purse $300. I ignored the email and never responded. The next day, I got a message from a lovely lady who said she would like to buy the bicycle for her boyfriend as his own bicycle was stolen. We agreed to the sale and they came out to pay the cash and pick up the bicycle. I had also told her that I had loads of accessories that she could buy if she gave me a good offer. When the boyfriend saw the bike, he was over the moon and gladly agreed to buy all the accessories for the price I bought them for. So that day, there were 3 very happy people after a successful sale. The following week is when the proverbial things hit the fan. I got a visit from the police who were investigating a theft of a bicycle in cash and also allegations of a scam. I told them my side of things and showed them the ads I placed, all the emails I received from Karen, and more importantly, the email from PEAI about paying the courier piece $300. The police asked if I could forward on all the emails as they had seen such a scam before, and because the email had the courier's name, they had something to work with. They told me not to worry as I was not being investigated anymore, but they may be in touch. A few days after that, I received an email from an idiot lawyer in PEP's legal department saying that they were going to pursue this issue further if I didn't pay this $300 within 10 days. I just forwarded the email on to the police and never replied to it. I have no idea what happened after that in detail, but I do know I stopped getting these emails. I'm a cake decorator for my local grocery store. It's a fun job, if a little hectic at times. My store is located in a small town, which means I don't usually need to deal with all the more terrible customers you typically get at stores in larger cities. This town has been steadily growing though, so a lot of new people are here. My store is also the best place in town to go to get a cake, and I've spent the last several years of my life getting us that reputation. It is extremely rare for me to have a customer complain about a cake that I prepare or customize, which is why this encounter sticks out. One other thing to note, while we don't have quite as many of them here, I've been in the industry long enough to have absolutely no patience with customers if they are rude or insulting. And as you probably already guessed, this is very relevant. Anyways, today, I'm at my station preparing some cakes to stock in our case when this guy comes up to have me personalize a cake, where we put custom writing on what they ask for. We'll call him Dave. Once he's chosen the cake he wants, Dave hands it over to me to add the writing, which I promptly do. My typical style is a form of stylized cursive that looks very nice atop a cake. I never get complaints about it. I leave the cake on the counter for him to pick up once I'm done and return to what I was doing before as he picks up his cake. Just another sale, I say to myself, until I see him walking back to the counter. I ask him if there's an issue. Dave's response, "No one can read what it says and it looks bad." It doesn't. and he wants me to rewrite the message. I say, okay, I'll need to scrape the top of the cake and that will damage the top. I was about to tell him I would need a couple minutes to fix it up, but as he would have you know, Dave doesn't have time for any shenanigans from anyone, and he cuts me off. Now Dave says he doesn't want the cake and he'll pick another one and have that one. I roll my eyes internally and ask him which one he wants. He hands me the second cake, which I was planning to write on in a very legible print font, like you see here. But before I can get to work on the cake, he says, and I quote, "And get me someone who can spell, 'As you wish, master.'" My patience with Dave is completely gone by this point. I tell him to go to the front and ask for our assistant store leader, Antoinette, and she can help him. A bit later, I see our friend and manager, Donna, who helps us out on occasion when we get behind, coming over to help Dave. Now, Donna is not a decorator, nor is Antoinette, and I never intended to get Donna involved, but that was out of my hands as my other helper was out on break at the time, and I was not pulling him back because of one customer being dumb. I apologized later. I had no intention of embarrassing her. She can write on cakes, but she's much slower than me, and all I was trying to do at this point was waste a bit of his time because he was rude to me. He explains what he wants, and I explain why she's doing it and not myself. Since he was so insistent on not wanting my help anymore, I'm not helping him anymore. Donna writes the message on the cake and he heads off again. But then, a few minutes later, Donna comes back with the absolute best case of unintentional cathartic irony. One of the words was misspelled. So now, Dave is complaining again and wants the cake fixed again. We do our best to remove the misspelled word, but as I explained before, there's going to be a bit of damage to the top. Sure enough, there was a bit of residue left over from the writing, which is completely impossible to get off. Not without re-icing the cake. It's doable, as I was trying to explain to him at one point, but, well, we never got that far. Anyways, since we were unable to get that little bit of residue off, of course he doesn't want the cake anymore and goes to complain to Antoinette. Now Antoinette is in my back room asking what the deal is. I now explain to her what's going on, rolling her own eyes internally. She's a good person. She starts dabbing at the cake with a paper towel, trying again to get the residue off. When she, too, realizes that it's not possible, she goes out to tell the customer that we can't get it off and he can either take the blemished cake with the corrected writing or pick another one. Dave is not offered a discount as this whole issue was caused because he didn't like my styling and he never gave me a chance to correct it myself before dismissing me as incompetent. So technically, no one did anything wrong. We were only doing exactly what he asked us to do after all. Fallout. Dave ended up getting a third cake out of the case, not getting it personalized, and storming off muttering furiously to himself. No one got in trouble. Everyone in the room could recognize the guy was being unreasonable. I later fixed the other cakes he had us wreck and returned them to the case. I couldn't make out what he was saying, but I did know this. This guy had just spent 15 minutes trying to bully us into giving him the perfect cake to his tastes. It was way beyond what we usually deal with, only to walk away with nothing but a face full of karma. And it was completely his own fault. There is a parking space in my school, and one of my friends, who I will be calling Eric, comes to school in a car which belongs to his brother. Eric's brother is a super chill guy, so he lets us hang out with his car while he is at a shop buying medical items for his grandma. Now, he does this every once a week since 7th grade. So Eric and I always hang out with a few more friends. Jessica, Aaliyah, and Joe. Obviously not their real names. So yeah, we talk to each other about stuff in school and about weekends and all other things for 2 years. We have parked in the same spot every time, except only a few times when it's occupied, we take another spot. According to our school rules, whoever takes a parking spot early, they can park it as long as they can, but not over 6. 0 p.m. because they will be closing by then. The day when this incident happened, it was one of the days where we parked at another spot. It was 5-0 and we decided to park the car here and go to McDonald's. Then comes Zeke and says something to her kid who looked like she was 10 or so. Tells her to get out of the car and say something to us. EK ran over to us and said, "You have to move your car out of here because my mom parks here every day." Aaliyah, who is my friend, walks up to the kid and says, "I'm sorry, honey, but we have taken this spot. Tell your mom to park somewhere else." And yes, there was a lot more space there. We just didn't want to move the car because of 2 reasons. 1, Eric's brother already left for the Maxes, and we would have to call him to come back and just move the vehicle because he is the only person who can drive. 2. We had to leave as soon as possible because we need to finish eating and take the car before the school closes. Makes sense, right? So the kid conveyed what my friend said, and the entitled mother was not okay with it. She left her car on the corner of the road, and then she came for us and said, "Which one of you said, I can't park here?" Alai said it was me, ma'am. What's wrong? Are you R-worded? Yes, she used the R word. So when she said that, Joe got really angry and said, "Ma'am, you can't use that word. We can park where we are comfortable." Got really mad and caught his shirt and was shouting at him swear words. I stood up and said, "Listen here, ma'am, there are a lot of convenient spots you can park over here. Don't you dare touch us or you will be behind bars. This is a warning." She slapped me right in the face and said, "I'm going to call the police and complain how rude and abusive you guys are." I said, "You are the rude and abusive one here. When the police come, you're getting arrested. Go ahead." She murmurs swear words at me and my friends and starts dialing the police. Hello, she said the address. "A bunch of school kids here are abusing me and my kids. They said they will not give me space and cursed at my daughter." Yes, she lied. What a witch. I was being as chill as I could. We waited for 10 minutes and the police came. Eek was in the car and said, points to me, "This kid hit me and my daughter." Jessica: "No, sir. She is really lying. I didn't lay a finger. She was the one who slapped him." The police trusted him and got me in cuffs. I said, "Sir, can't you check the cams?" Police: "Seems about right. Come on." M refused at first and said, "I'm not going to waste my time on some kid or recordings." Police leave threats that she will be taken to the court then. She accepted and brought her kid. We met with the principal and asked her for the tapes. She gladly accepted, and when we reviewed the recording, tried leaving Dee's caping 2 times. And then the police apologized to me for getting me in cuffs, and the mom was arrested for a few days. That was crazy, real crazy. I feel really bad for the kids who live with these kinds of people. Context: I work in a hospital. Also context: I have a baby face and I'm short. On any given day, I can be mistaken for a high school student playing dress up. So I don't really begrudge people for mistaking me for a volunteer. Unless you're mean. It's a weekend and I'm scheduled to work 28 hours. In my hospital, our staff are pretty distinctive. Nurses wear white, surgical staff wear blue, and techs other staff wear blue, and techs other staff wear black. I'm wearing the baggy surgical scrubs to be as comfortable as possible while in hell. I'm rushing around trying to see my patients and stop by to say hi to a few nurses I recognize. We chat a little and one asks me where I'm going. I mention the patient room and they give each other looks. Bad sign 1. Before looking at me and assuring they'd check in, bad sign 2. I thank them, then I dip into the patient room. Me: "Hi?" Patient, visibly irritated: "About time you came in here. I'm done with my food." Me: "Okay, do you want me to clear that tray for you?" Patient looks at me like I'm a fool. "Well, I'm done with it, aren't I?" "All right then." Grumpy guy. Whatever, it happens. I go to move the tray and notice his wife sitting in a chair by his bed. She's looking apologetic to me and moves to take the tray, but I wave her off and settle it to the side. Me: "Hi, I'm patient. I need to go to the bathroom." Me: "Okay, I can come back if you'd like." Patient, again looking at me like I'm dumb: "I need to go to the bathroom." Me: "Sir, you're welcome to use the restroom. I can come back when you're done." Patient: "This place is ridiculous. You aren't even gonna help me. I'm out of major surgery and you can't help me up and pee?" Me, pulling out my patient list more for show than anything else because I haven't memorized. This witch had finger surgery in his non-dominant hand. He has one completely unwrapped hand and his legs work fine. According to my record, sir, you passed your physical therapy yesterday and have unlimited ability to get in and out of bed and move on your own. However, I also can provide a urinal for you if you'd like." Patient yelling: "This is ridiculous. I just had major surgery. I'm in pain. You want me to just lie in my own pee? You should be helping me." At this point, I see a few nurses duck their head in to check on me, but I wave them off. This dude needs an ego check. Me: "Sir, that is a highly inappropriate request. If you want assistance with your needs, we will provide it. but we will not tolerate being verbally harassed. Patient: I'm not listening to some nurse tell me what to do. You do what your job is. Patient's wife: she's not a nurse. Patient: I don't care what she is. I'm not listening to your nonsense if you won't help me. I don't want to see you ever again. Me: just to confirm, sir, that you don't want to see me? Patient: did I stutter? I said, go away, little girl. I want a new nurse. At this point, his nurse steps into the room with hospital security, the kind who are built like NFL linebackers, respond to psych issues, and have handcuffs. Nurse: Doctor, I called security out of concern for staff safety. Security officer: are you okay and do you require assistance? Me: no, but I would like you two to witness for me that the patient would no longer require our services and pain management will sign off now per patient assistance. I'll alert his surgery team. Nurse and security officer nods. Nurse makes a note in her papers. Patient is now visibly buffering as he's processing. Patient loading. Probs at like 50. Wait, doctor, with pain management? Me: yes, I'm the pain management doctor. Your team wanted me to see you to assess your post-operative pain, but I understand that we are not needed. I will let your team know. Patient, anger downloaded. You could have told me. You're leaving. I want a new pain doc. Me, smiling serenely. Sir, it is the weekend. I am the only pain management doctor. As two other witnesses have noted, you have fired me from your care. Good day. I go off on my merry way as this guy starts going ballistic. It's not standard for the pain service to be asked to see a hand surgery, but I did it as a favor to the orthopedic surgeon since the patient is, quoting the surgeon, a little witch about his finger pain. I asked the nurse to let me know what happens when the patient realizes I'm the only one in the whole hospital who can write for high-dose narcotics that he keeps demanding.
And now we have reached the end of today's stories. Thank you for watching and see you next time.